Hi everybody, I'm here to report on last night's great comeback 4-2 win for Rangers at Rugby Park. And since I'm in a good mood, I'll start with a negative note. I'm such an old codger that I remember pop groups starting from the 60s. And one of my favourites was called The who went from the 60s into the 70s, and I think they're probably still going strong, even though they're older than me probably. But one of my favourite songs of theirs was called We Won't Get Fooled Again. And one of the lines in it, which I'm applying to last night's game, goes something like, meet the new boss, same as the old boss. Because that's how I felt at certain points in last night's game. Even before the ball was kicked, I was thinking that, because Barry just played the same guys as played the last few games. The only hope I had was that he would ditch the horrible 4-2-3-1 system, which Clement stuck to no matter what, and it didn't work. So at best I was hoping it would be a 4-3-3 or a 4-4-1-1. Don't ask me what it was. It could have been anything. I wasn't paying much attention to the formation. But that was same as the old boss. And then, 20 odd minutes into the game when he made a substitution, a la Advocat. So he obviously learned something from Dick Advocat, not frightened to make a sub so early in the game. He took off Inciala, who, by the way, wasn't the worst of the four defenders. In fact, he was better than Proper, but he took him off and put on, Ridvan. Now, he's got a central defender, Young, went for a lot of money to France, sitting on the bench. Why didn't he just swap like for like? Fernandez and Proper, if you have to keep him on. But no, he puts on Ridvan, a left back. And he plays him at right back, just the way Big Phil used to do. And everybody was going crazy at that for weeks. Why are we playing this guy at right back? He's not even a decent left back now. So Barry did that as well, moving Captain Heroic Tavernier into the central defence. And in fact, this is the same guy who earlier, not that much earlier, took a throw in just level with the 18-yard box of Killie. And as he went to throw it, it kind of fell out his hands and went to a Rangers player, and it was blown for a foul throw. We've got a captain who can't even take a throw-in, a simple throw-in. Absolute disgrace. So we move him into the vital position of central defence. So that was two things, same as the old boss. And then near the end, 12, 15 minutes to go, just in the Big Phil playbook, he puts on Lawrence and Bayrami, two useless players who'll contribute nothing to any game. So that, if I was looking at it negatively, that would be my worry. Is he going to continue with this sort of nonsense? Is he going to come up with fresh solutions? Anyhow, all's well that ends well, despite a terrible start. What was it? Within 20 odd minutes, we were 2 goals down. And every time Killie went forward, they looked as if they were going to score. They could have had another couple in that spell, or even afterwards in the first half. The first half was diabolical. I don't know what the fans in the stadium were thinking, but it couldn't have been good. So 2-0 down after 20 odd minutes. The other team definitely looking like scoring more than us. And then the first goal for us changed it, turned it all around. And it came when Iggerman was badly fouled, I thought, just inside our half. The ball went loose. Diamande, to his credit, maybe this is part of the coaching they're getting now, pounced on it quickly. First time pass right through the middle. Clement, I don't want to think of that guy's name again. Tierney ran onto it, 1-on-1 with the goalie, and slotted it away. And with the current players we've got, I suppose we couldn't have asked for a better guy to run onto such a pass and hope that we'd finish it. So 2-1. I think it was after that maybe, or maybe it was before that actually. Iggerman had a good sort of scissor shot at the goal, had to dive and save. But basically that was the only things that happened for us in the first half. Second half, much better. I don't know if the coaching staff were individually taking them on and having a word in their ear. There is four of them now, so they could do a couple each in the half-time break. So anyhow, second goal, the equaliser came from a corner kick into the crowded box, and there was Drossers. He didn't even have to jump up just as well, because he wouldn't have headed it if he jumped up. He just had to duck down, headed it, and it went right between the goalkeeper's legs, who was on the line. So where was that kind of luck when we really needed it against Queen's Park, when the goalkeeper was saving anything and hitting off him and all that kind of stuff? When we don't need it, although I suppose we did need it, we got a bit of luck, and we got a bigger bit of luck, I would say, with the fourth goal. We'll come back to that in a minute. So anyhow, 2 each. Drossers does as usual. He'd done nothing apart from miss a couple of sitters earlier in the game, but he gets his equal, so good on him for that. When the third goal came, it was Drossers again. This was a beauty. Ridvan, for once, managed to float a nice ball from just inside our half, floated a nice ball up through the middle. You saw him looking up, and he obviously judged where Drossers was going to be running, so he punted it up to him. Drossers let it bounce once. The guy wasn't anywhere near him, who should have been the defender. Let it bounce once and fired it into the net. Thankfully, the net was where he was looking at that point, because that's where he always hits his shot, just exactly where he's looking. So he was looking at a slight angle to the far corner, and that's where the ball ended up. So 3-2, we're dominant, we're looking comfortable, everything's wonderful. And then later on, fourth goal, great move actually, nice couple of passes and flicks. Diomande gets it, surges forward for about 30 odd yards, I would say, and with two guys either side of him, he actually slipped it in front of substitute by Rami, who had a goal to shoot at, only keeper in front of him, and he scored. But talking about luck, it was a terrible shot. I mean, he hit it off the goalkeeper's legs. I mean, he hit it straight to the goalkeeper when he could have done what Drossers had done earlier and hit it to the far post. So he hits it off the keeper's legs. I think it went between each of his legs and into the net. So dead lucky goal. Where again was that kind of luck when we needed it in the last 2 games, the last 3 games, I should say. So 4-2 up, we've won the game. People are smiling. Crowds chanting Barry Ferguson. That's the Rangers end, that is. So a good comeback win. What else can I say? I suppose we did see a change. The players did look more energised. They got stuck in a bit better. They showed a bit more intensity, more passing it forward, quicker passing and movement. They never gave up, so you've got to credit them for all of that. Whether that's the new management's influence, who knows? Let's hope it is. You can't just do it in one game because it's a new manager, even if he is temporary, and then go back to your old ways. If they keep that up for the rest of the season in terms of their energy and effort and determination, that's fine. That's all we can really ask for. They've got more quality than most teams in the league, well, all teams bar Celtic, so they should win most games, if not all of them, bar Celtic, if they can play like that most times. I can't say anybody was outstanding. Diomande made a couple of passes that brought about 2 goals, so good on him. Most of them, probably all of them, were actually okay. Nobody was terrible, nobody was poor. Even Nsiala wasn't poor. He had a couple of incidents where he took the blame for one, where it was actually Raskin who made a mess of a pass back to him. The guy pounced and scored the second goal with a beautiful shot. So he took the brunt of it for being substituted, but he was by no means any worse than the other defenders at that point. Proper, I'm going to call him Lurpak, Robin Lurpak, because he's as soft as butter. You can push him aside, you can bully him. He's slow as well. He doesn't seem to have the mentality, the mindset to cope with big bustling strikers, all of which you'll find coming up against you most Saturdays in this league. So I would get rid of him in the summer if we can, but I'm starting to call him Robin Butter because he is so soft. There's still signs that we are soft mentally and physically, so a new manager's going to have to address that problem for next season. But let's end on a happy note. Great 4-2 win. when was the last time we scored 4 goals at Rugby Park, especially midweek under the lights? So good win. Let's continue it for Motherwell and on Saturday at Ibrox, and boost our confidence for the 2 Fenerbahce games that are coming up after that in succession.